Hello and welcome back to the Immortals Cup. We are going to be taking a look at a match from Group A. It is from Group A, right? I think it is. Pretty sure it is. And unfortunately, there is a hurricane in the area right now, Hurricane Sandy. And I'm hoping to get this done before I lose power completely. And hopefully it gets uploaded and everything. So, uh, I don't know if you guys can hear the storm outside, but it's really, really bad. And so, on the right hand side, we have Isen and Armageddon, who are currently 1-0 in their group. And on the left, we have Ubalaz and Congreve, who are 0-1 in their group, and so they have to find a win if they want to stay alive in the tournament. We have obviously the first game on the cold place. And we have Armageddon going as Seraphim, Ubalaz going as Seraphim, Aeon for Isen, and UEF for Congreve. So that might be a little bit unexpected. And I just heard something, but not so. This tank must have gotten the first kill of the game. Looks like it might have been it is a scout. And Celine manages to cloak right next to another Celine from Ubalaz, so good move by Armma. And here is Mech Marine from Congreve, which did kill an engineer before it was taken out, so good Mech Marine. Congreve now is surrounding Isen with Mech Marines, so Congreve definitely with good early rating. Ubalaz is trying to do the same thing with two Celines, but Armageddon with good placement on these Celines, he's going to see everything that comes through. And Congreve is not finished with Isen, he is just going to continue to attack him with these Mech Marines. Now Congreve defends against Isen, so Congreve has played perfectly these first 4 minutes. Now he's getting his naval factor. And Mech Marine's still on the rampage for Congreve. This one might finally get taken out unless it can run around. But I think Isen is a little bit too good for that. He's not going to allow that to happen. And the Mech Marine will wait in the corner and bide its time until something changes. On the top, we have an even early engagement between Ubalaz and Armageddon. This could be a critical piece of action here. Isen is going to destroy Ubalaz's engineer. Ubalaz has no engineering capability in the middle of the map now, so he won't be able to get all that mass as quickly as he might like. Now Congreve getting a second naval factory. And here a bomber has destroyed the Aurora. Of course, UEF bombers are one of the best counters you can get to Auroras. Especially if they're bunched up, the line bomb will just destroy them. And Congreve will not leave Isen's engineers alone, has been attacking him the entire game, so really nice play from Congreve. And he will deny this mass extractor with a tank. Isen is going to try to secure it before he moves in, but he's already lost 3 engineers to this bomber, which could get even more kills because it's going to get another pass now. 3 more kills for that bomber. It's up to 6. Ridiculous from Congreve. I don't even want to think about how many engineers he's killed. He's going to attack the power. The bomber is finally destroyed. But the damage that Congreve has wrought against Isen might be unrepairable. Unrepairable, irreparable. I'm not sure what the actual word is because I suck at those kinds of things. Armageddon just building up his land. Looks like Ubalaz and Armageddon are playing pretty passively, just making their armies. But Congreve is in, you'd expect him to be in a much better shape than Isen is because he has attacked so much, and Congreve has been under no pressure this whole time. He's just been attacking. So you'd expect him to be in a dominant position against Isen. It looks like the VVA air snipe is going to take the naval control, and that is almost a game winner in itself because there is so much mass. I would estimate at least 10,000, if not more mass, in the form of ice on the lake, and so if you can secure all that, you're in very, very good shape. It's nearly impossible to beat a team once they've secured the lake. And now Ubalaz and Armageddon just facing each other. Stormy weather outside is perfect for this epic game between some great players. Now, this will put an end to any hopes that Isen and Armma have of making it into the ocean, and some good maneuvering going on between Armma and Ubalaz. Now, Congreve is still fighting off Isen, but of course the Auroras are very weak against the ACU. One advantage that you could give UEF on this map is the gun, because the gun can one-shot all these Auroras, so against Aeon, UEF could have an advantage, especially once they've sealed the lake like this. And Ubalaz actually doesn't look, Ubalaz does successfully pull out, but very, very even between Ubalaz and Armageddon, about as even as it can possibly get, so great battle going on top. But I expect it to switch very soon in Ubalaz's favor. He is extracting so much mass from the middle. And air control has gone to VVA air snipe. It's heavily in their favor. Congreve on a pretty hard innie spam. And Isen doesn't really have the units to do anything. This is extremely bold from Isen. He's counting on the fact that Congreve doesn't have, well, he has radar. He knows that Isen has nothing. And Isen looks like his plan is to completely abandon land and just go for an all-in snipe, because he's making gunships. And that could be a very bad mistake, because he doesn't have any interceptors. And Congreve senses blood. He's just going to move in for the kill. And I'm not sure if Isen can do anything about it. Now he's got a gunship moving in. Congreve will promptly just destroy it. And Isen is just going to fall here at minute 11. Very quick victory for Congreve. And I think VVA air snipe has taken game 1, because Congreve dispatches Isen after dominating him in the first 5 minutes. And if Ubalaz can... Oh. Don't tell me. Isen didn't leave through the score screen and we are going to have a desync box. However, I think it's pretty clear who's going to win, because Armageddon, there's no way he can possibly put up a 2v1 against Congreve and Ubalaz. So it's just going to be a matter of time before... And Congreve says to Ubalaz, don't die, because if Ubalaz was to die, that would make this battle very even. Ubalaz just needs to survive long enough for Congreve to cripple Armageddon from the back, which he is in the process of doing. And Armageddon might have gotten himself into a lot of trouble here against Ubalaz. Ubalaz is pushing him. And Armageddon is in huge trouble. And this game is over at minute 14. VVA air snipe has secured game 1. And we will have to see what happens in game number 2, so we'll take a look at that shortly. And here we go with the first of the 1v1s. This is to give both teams a chance to either win or tie. And so we'll jump right into it. This is on 6 Iceland, and in the top spawning position as the Green Seraphim. Currently 1-0 ahead. If he can win here, he will seal the victory. We have VVA Ubalaz in the bottom left spawning position as the white UEF, currently 1-0 down in this series. Needs to pull off a win against Ubalaz. We have Isen. So both players are about as good as it gets in this game. So I'm expecting a very high quality game from these two players. UEF on Seraphim, so nothing too crazy. And Isen is gonna help the Hydra with no P-gens, while Ubalaz does something similar, but he gets 1 P-gen first. So pressure's on for Isen. He needs to beat Ubalaz, and even though it is Isen and he's one of the best players, Ubalaz is also an extremely strong player, and he will mount a significant challenge to anyone. Now Isen invests very heavily into his early aggression. He's got 3 Mech Marines coming out, leading with a scout. And Ubalaz doesn't have anything moving that direction, so that could be costly for him. And Isen investing even more. Now he's got 6 mech marines on the field. If he doesn't make those pay, he's making even more. Isen investing so much into early attacking options. He's making a 5th. How many mech marines does he plan to make? I mean, this is ridiculous, and he's got yet another one coming up. He's got the mech marines spreading all over the place now. And now finally starting to produce engineers. He's got what? Now 2, he had just lost 1, so he had 3, 6, 9. Made 9 mech marines. That's about 3 engineers that he could have had. So he invested so much into early attacking options. He has made it pay off against an engineer and a Celine. He might get another engineer here. It's surrounded by mech marines. So Isen definitely needs to make it pay. He needs to kill at least 3 of Ubalaz's engineers. And he has killed 2. However, if he just loses all the mech marines, it will not be worth it. And now he's using mech marines to defend against a tank. Tank on 37 HP. 3 kills, it's regenerating itself. And Isen might want to do something about that. The mech marines now in the back, raiding the mexes. Looks like this one, well, that was the one that already got the kill. And Ubalaz is, oh, that hurts. It costs so much to make a transport early on, and Isen has just lost air. There's nothing he can do to get air back, and Ubalaz is going to punish him with a bomber. Let's see. And here comes the first bomb. Gets 2 kills. I'm pretty sure those were engineers. And the bomber is pushing all the way. Might have killed that engineer, but now it's just going to go back for more kills. Another one. Ubalaz all over Isen. He's raiding the back mexes. He's secured map control on his side. Isen is in huge trouble. Isen now with a stationary flak, but the damage has been done. And the bomber, I didn't actually. Apparently, the bomber was killed at some point. Might have been by the flak, but Isen has dug himself a nice deep hole that he's gonna have to get himself out of. There was a drop between the tanks, so Isen lucks out there, but he invested a ton of mass into early mech marines. He's got only 1 of them still alive. He only managed to kill off 2 engineers with them, so he didn't even pay for them. Then he proceeded to lose all of them and then get bombed at his base. So Isen is in really deep trouble. You can see it in the number of factories for each player. Ubalaz is so far ahead. He's got units everywhere pretty much. And he's got bigger forces than Isen all over the place. So Isen needs to think of something. He needs to think of something quick. He is trying to spam up more factories, but he's so far behind. It'll be very difficult for him to catch up. That mech marine could have been nice if it had gone after this NG, but there's no way Isen could have known about it. Isen's still unable to capture air. It's firmly in Ubalaz. Actually, no. Isen has 4. It's 4 against 5. And Ubalaz is flying over the flag. This could be very bad. He doesn't get any bombs off, so he doesn't get any kills. Very close air fight, but the flak might have given Isen the advantage. This is so even. This could be a very important air fight. Okay, so 2 interceptors down for Ubalaz. Looks like Isen has managed to repel Ubalaz's air, and he has managed to respam here. But he is going to lose the bottom because he doesn't have enough units to defend. That's what happens when you fall behind early on. You're never going to really catch up. Not against a player of Ubalaz's quality. Well, Isen did tech up a little bit. He's got 2 Tech 2 Mass Extractors, a 3rd well on the way. And that might just do it for him. And he is holding on to his bottom just barely by the skin of his teeth. With point defense here. Ubalaz now with a threatening force. Threatens to go all the way around, but for some reason he's going to retreat before the imaginary units. Now Ubalaz is going to take the high ground. And Isen coming out with Tech 2 gunships. Very bold play by Isen. He thinks he has air firmly won, but he might be in for a surprise. This gunship is unfortunate. It's going to get picked out of the air with ease. Although Isen might be able to save it. He's unable to. Ubala successfully takes the high ground. Now Isen getting more air factories. He's already on 2. He's getting, this is actually Ubala. He's getting a 3rd. He definitely wants to do something about the air situation, so he's pumping up the air factories. And Isen he's making interceptors, but he doesn't have any build capacity on it. So if he just continues to make only gunships and doesn't have enough interceptors, he will lose air. Right now, this gunship is doing well against Ubala's land force, but you have to wonder what he's going to do if Ubala gets more interceptors than him. Now Ubala is also taking this high expansion, so he's got much more map control than Isen now, and he's got the middle. He reclaimed all the mass from the middle. And speaking of reclamation, that's something we should definitely take a look at. Here at minute 12, Isen at 7,500 and Ubala's 10,000. Massive reclamation advantage for Ubala, and there's so many more factories. And it doesn't look like Isen has that many factories. Ubala has visibly more. It's a very bad sign for Isen, and Ubala is going to go ahead and get himself some Tech 2 power. Now the storm is getting really loud outside. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but it's starting to get a little terrifying. Now Isen is going to deny some map control. This is an unfortunate gunship. Actually, screw that. That's a really lucky gunship. So that gunship dodges death. Now a mobile shield trying to help out with Isen, but way too many units for Ubala. He's just going to get run over here. Actually, Ubala looks like he's threatening to just destroy the bottom expansion for Isen. Unless Isen can do something. He did push back the attack on the top with some gunships, but now we have a drop coming in. This could make things very interesting. Although it has been spotted. Ubala is going to have to react quickly. Shoots down one interceptor, and he doesn't save it. Down it goes. Ubala is running over the bottom. His point defense is having a field day, racking in the kills before he gets killed. Short but happy existence for that point defense. And now Isen's trying to move out, but Ubala has him completely contained within his side of the map. Ubala's now with a TML, and let's just check out the range on this thing. He can hit quite a bit of the map. He just can't hit these 3 mass extractors, which is what he wants to hit with the TML. So could be a little bit farther forward, but I'm not going to say that's a bad move because it definitely is a good move. Isen with quite a few gunships on the map. It's surprising that Ubala hasn't been able to take air with Isen making so many gunships. And you don't really need 5 air factories, it's a little bit much. I'd much rather see 1 air factory or 2 with a lot of engineers. That is more effective. Here comes the first missile from Ubala's. Strikes the mass extractor, takes it down. Another missile coming in. That one hits the factory. I'm not sure if that was what he was intending, but it has been taken out. 3rd missile coming in. And that one looks like it just hit the side of the mountain. It's unclear what Ubala is actually targeting. Do we see any Tech 2? We see more than Tech 2. We see Tech 3. Ubala is going straight to Tech 3. He's producing Othams already. Does Isen have anything to respond with? He is going Tech 3 as well. So Isen knows what's coming, but Ubala is already at Tech 3. And he's pushing down the middle. Actually, this game is still very close. Although now Ubala is making a push in the bottom. If he gets here and kills this power, that'll be a crippling blow to Isen. Maybe not crippling, but it'll be very painful for him to have to deal with. He is rebuilding the Tech 2 mass extractor. Here come the first units from Ubala's. The question is, how much power can they kill before Isen destroys them? And now Ubala is going Tech 3 air. This is a very bold play. Here is the big engagement. And the RD is completely ripping through all the power. So all the power will fall here. That is quite a bit of power that Isen has just lost. Now this RD can rain some hell down on these engineers. Good work, and he's gonna retreat, save him. Subala's playing very well all around. And is that a chicken I see? Ubala is going straight for a chicken. How can he possibly support Tech 3 lane production, Tech 3 air production, and a chicken? Before I click on his power, on his name, I'm gonna say his power is probably screwed. Doesn't have Ras. He's got 4 Tech 2 powered. This is inexplicable. I honestly have no explanation for how he's able to do this. Where is all that power coming from? See, now he's stalling. But earlier, where is this 3,000 power coming from? I mean, he surely isn't getting it from these P-gens here, and he's only got 4. I can't figure it out. That is a mystery to me. But in any event, we should be looking at the game. Isen now getting a Tech 2 radar. That'll have some nice range on it. Tech 3 tank does get caught out, but it's just so tough and so strong it's going to escape by itself. Now Ubala's engineer is destroying some stuff. And some Titans from Isen. And this is all Type 1. The Titans are going to clean up. Just raking in the kills. But 2 strat bombers out for Ubala's. This could be potentially very scary for Isen to have to deal with because he's out in the open. 2 strat bombers can pack a really large punch. He's making gunships as well. Chicken, he's only got the engineer on it, so it could be that he's expecting Isen to scout him and he just wants to freak him out. And Isen probably senses something is wrong. Does he have any idea of he has no idea of all the infrastructure that Ubala's has built up, so he doesn't even know that there's Tech 3 air. Now the strat bombers will reveal themselves, and it's a question of how much. And Isen having power problems. This is not when you want to have power problems, Isen. And where the hell did those strat bombers? They just pulled back, and now they're gonna come in for more, putting out some real damage on Isen. And the gunships are here, and they are gonna finish it off. And it looks like VVA air snipe is gonna take game 2 in fitting style with an air snipe. Strat bombers and gunships, man, they're pretty good. And 23-minute game. The series has been decided, however, Armageddon and Congreve did play a game for fun, so we will check that out as well. But VVA air snipe has taken the series 2-0, a very, very impressive win against Isen and Armageddon. And so we'll see how game 3 goes. And here we go. We got the 3rd game in the series that has already been decided. And so we're going to see a fun match between Congreve and Armageddon. And so in the top right, as the brown Seraphim from the team that has already lost, Armageddon currently 2-0 down. Even if he wins, it will not make a difference. And Congreve at the bottom is the white UEF. Even if he loses, it will not matter. His team will still win the series. And so we saw VVA air snipe, that's Congreve's team, play very impressively in the first 2 games. I mean, on the cold plays, they simply dominated against Isen and Armma. They were completely kept out of the game the whole time, especially Congreve. I mean, he was unbelievable against Isen. He shut him down early on, maintained air, kept the pressure on, and saw that Isen was not building enough land and just killed him. Of course, Ubala's did very well to have a draw against Armageddon, at least in terms of the land fight, and then Congreve was able to tip the balance. And then in game 2, we saw Ubala's against Isen, and Ubala's, after a pretty intense 23-minute game, he was able to finish off the game with a snipe using some strat bombers and gunships. And of course, that is their name, Vini Vidi Air Snipe. I came, I saw, I air sniped. That is exactly what Ubelas did to Isen. Of course, my Latin is probably not that good. Alright, now Congreve gets the middle mass. That could be an advantage for him. And I didn't really pay attention to the early builds because it's not that important. All that matters is is if we get any entertainment here, because this game is just for fun. And in the end, that's why we play this game, right? It's to have fun. We want to win, but we also just want to have fun. Now, Congreve expanding to the left with his ACU. The Selene for Armageddon should find that out. He sees it, and even though Selene will get killed by the ACU, Armageddon knows exactly where the ACU for Congreve is. He knows it's not at base, so he knows that there probably will be slightly less eco for Congreve, because of course the ACU is such a useful tool in ecoing up. And Armageddon, instead of making a lot of land factories, he's just putting a whole bunch of build capacity on a single land factory. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, because this will allow him to get a lot more units early on, as in like the first minute and a half, but later than that, I'd rather have a whole bunch of land factories than just have this going on. Now, Armageddon is making a push through the middle. This is the first real bit of map control change. Congreve has lost the middle and lost his radar there. He is pushing through the right, but Armageddon sees it all. Cloaked Selenes are pretty nice to have. And Armageddon, Congreve somehow knows about this, so he's going to destroy it. Congreve is... I keep confusing them. I don't know why. I keep assuming that Armageddon is on the bottom. I really don't understand why I'm doing that. Armageddon is known as a very good player on large maps, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does very well against Congreve in this game. And Armageddon is threatening Congreve's base directly here at the 7th minute mark. This is a very early time to be threatening someone. But Congreve definitely has enough units, and Armageddon is going to be forced to pull back or lose everything. But still good early pressure from Armageddon forces Congreve to stay on his toes and prevents him from moving too far out of his base. And Congreve is pushing out. He's going to meet the fresh reinforcements from Armageddon, however. He's not going to be happy with the size of the force that he sees. He wasn't expecting it to have that. Armageddon moving in with his ACU to the middle, so Congreve won't be pushing through the middle anytime soon. Armageddon has a drop planned, and I don't know where this is going. This is going straight to Congreve's expansion. If it gets there before the engineers can build the point defense, Armageddon will look very strong, and it definitely will. And a bomber following it up as well, so Armageddon is very serious about denying this expansion for Congreve. Looks like all the engines just got killed. I think Armageddon had at least one engineer there. At the very least, he will completely deny the expansion, but I think he had the chance there to actually take it, because that is indeed a dead engineer. And it is a Seraphim one, which means it was Armageddon's. Armma now has won the middle, and he's pushing through. Actually, Congreve looks like he's not doing well at all, because Armageddon is going to deny the entire right side of the map. He's making some more land factories while he's got the advantage. And Armma with a whole bunch of land factories. Congreve has Congreve has more. So Congreve, assuming he has the eco, which he doesn't, if he did, he would be able to keep up, but if this force moves out, I expect Armageddon to cut through the middle. And this force, knowing that it can't attack directly, is just going to go around the side. And the storm is getting very intense as the action heats up here in this game. Being in a hurricane kind of sucks. And it also kind of sucks to just have this happen to your drop. Absolutely nothing came of that from Armageddon. And also Congreve defends very well on the bottom from Armageddon's pressure. So Congreve responding well, but he just doesn't have the map control. Armageddon got the gun. He's just gonna roll in. And quite frankly, Congreve has nothing to stop Armageddon's ACU plus this whole force. Armageddon just needs to funnel all his units through the middle, and Congreve looks in very bad shape. Armma just sucking up the units with his ACU. I mean, he's just raking up those kills so quickly. And at the meantime, he's attacking the unprotected front. So Congreve has pretty much lost the game, which is kind of sad. Because you can imagine if Isen and Armma had picked this matchup for Game 2, we might have seen an entirely different series come out of this. But in any case, it looks like Isen and Armma will get a consolation game, so at least they don't have to go 3-0 or 2-0. It will at least be 2-1. Because quite frankly, Congreve can't do anything now. So Armageddon just dominated him. It only took 12 minutes and Congreve has no base left. And Armageddon knows where Congreve is, and so he's just going to walk over there and put an end to the game. So kind of disappointing from Congreve. He did it brilliantly in the first game against Isen, but here against Armma, you have to say he had no chance from the very beginning. Don't understand why. Armma just seems to have a very strong gameplay on these large maps. Armma running yet another drop. That might be overkill, but it is happening. Not sure where exactly he intends for that to go. Congreve is waiting. He calls it GG after 14 minutes, and Armageddon will claim at least one game for his team. This makes the group very interesting. Isen and Armma now 1-1, as well as Congreve and Ubelas, who are also now 1-1, and that can make for a very interesting round 3 of matches. And so hopefully everyone enjoyed this one. Very high quality play from everyone all around, and I'll see you guys next time with some more casts, assuming I survive the hurricane. So see you guys later.